The boy in front of him had almost no presence. In his elementary school graduation photo, they even had to add him into the picture using editing. After Jack entered high school, he still had no presence. Even though he sat right in the classroom, the teacher would still ignore his existence. The teacher would call out Jack's name repeatedly, only noticing him after Jack tapped him on the shoulder. Occasionally, when classmates noticed Jack, they considered it a very lucky thing. Some even jokingly started offering a reward to find Jack. However, Jenny was different. She could always easily find Jack, but she was still curious about just how low Jack's presence truly was. Then one day, Jack was searching for ways to skip class on his phone, but he didn't notice that Jenny had already taken a photo of him. When Jack discovered it, he asked Jenny to delete the photo, but she refused. At this moment, Jack was extremely confused, because someone as outstanding as Jenny shouldn't be interacting with him. While Jack was thinking about it, Jenny suddenly called out to him. She asked to see Jack stand up in class. Jack immediately refused, but Jenny took out the photo and threatened him. Reluctantly, Jack had no choice but to comply. He knelt on his chair as Jenny instructed. Since no one paid attention to Jack's behavior, Jenny then had him stand on the chair. At that moment, Jack inexplicably raised his leg high. Unexpectedly, this caught the teacher's attention. The teacher immediately stopped Jack. The whole class turned to look at him. Jack quickly sat back down, embarrassed. After class, Jenny approached Jack and complimented him for being the center of attention that day. Then she hoped to hear Jack praise her as the leading lady. Jack fell silent. The next day, Jenny took the initiative to greet Jack, but Jack mistakenly thought she was calling someone behind him, so he turned around and left. This made Jenny very angry. Later, Jack realized something was wrong with Jenny's mood, so he quickly approached her to ask, but this only made Jenny even angrier. Confused, Jack could only offer Jenny some milk as an apology. Jenny asked Jack to think about what had happened this morning, but Jack still looked at her in confusion. Seeing this, Jenny decided to punish Jack. The next moment, she sat directly on his lap. Being so close to Jenny left Jack's mind blank. Even when Jenny pinched his face, he didn't react. At that moment, Jenny realized how slow Jack was to react. She then told Jack to respond to her in the future. Jack didn't understand, but he nodded and agreed. However, Jack was still curious about why Jenny was angry. Jenny leaned in close to Jack, but she playfully teased him. Jack shyly fled to a corner in the hallway. Later, Jenny realized that Jack had misunderstood her, so she decided to help him. When the teacher asked a question in class, Jenny raised her hand and indicated she didn't know the answer, but Jenny said Jack knew the correct answer. However, to Jenny's surprise, Jack didn't know the answer either. She quietly whispered the answer to him. This was the first time Jack answered a question, which made him very happy. Jenny, too, couldn't help but smile. But the next moment, the teacher called on Jenny to answer the question. She hesitated and looked to Jack for help. Jack, uncertain, gave an answer, and it unexpectedly turned out to be correct. After class, Jenny thanked Jack profusely and asked if they could be friends, but just as she was about to speak, Jack had already left. Jack's departure made Jenny very sad. The next day, Jenny intentionally met Jack. She curiously asked why Jack was sitting there. It turned out Jack was participating in a tissue giveaway event, but because of his low presence, everyone ignored him. Helpless, Jack could only ask. At that moment, Jenny asked what game Jack had bought, but unexpectedly, Jack took out a tissue from his pocket. He said he was already happy just to have gotten this. Jenny, seeing how cute Jack was, decided to take a photo of him. After taking the photo, Jenny was surprised to find that her phone couldn't recognize Jack. At that moment, Jack said he couldn't be recognized. Not believing him, Jenny immediately